Hey everyone, how all you are doing? Welcome back to another video. I know it's been a while that I have posted, but it's been a busy week for me with assignments and everything. So I had this video in mind for quite a while now, and today we are gonna go over file encryption. I'm going to explain it, how to protect your data with AES and RSA, and this is gonna be a step-by-step guide. And also there's gonna be a little bit of bonus at the end, something extra that I thought would be cool to demonstrate. So let's get into it. Have you ever thought about what happens to your private files when your laptop gets stolen or your hard drive falls into like the wrong hands of someone? I guess your photos, your resumes or passwords, like every sensitive document, they could all be exposed. But what if you could log those files so that whoever gets access, unauthorized access to your devices, they could not access them without your permission? So today I'm going to talk about file encryption, what it is, how it works, and how you can use free tools like OpenSSL to encrypt and decrypt your own files. I'll also compare popular encryption algorithms like AES and RSA and show you how encryption can protect you from cyber threats like ransomware. So let's get into it. Okay, so what is file encryption? Encryption. File encryption is the process of taking readable information like a document or a photo and transforming it into an unreadable format. This unreadable data is called a ciphertext. So only someone with the correct key or password can decrypt the data and turn it back into its original form. Think of it like putting your file in a digital safe and like only you have the code to open it. This is especially useful for protecting sensitive information like bank details, contracts, and or personal notes from unauthorized access, even if someone gains physical access to your device. Without the key, the encrypted file is completely useless to an attacker. So as you can see here, you have a raw file, you use a public key, and you encrypt the file with a public key. You have the encrypted file, and now you can just send it to anyone. And even if it's like stolen, the chances of them cracking it are low. They're low. The decryption process. So after downloading the encrypted file, you can use a private key to decrypt it, and then you will see the contents of the file. There are two main types of encryption you'll come across: symmetric encryption and asymmetric encryption. Symmetric encryption, as you can see here, means the same key is used to both encrypt and decrypt the file. A good example of AES or Advanced Encryption Standard. It's super fast and very secure. Sometimes it's even used by governments. And the other one is the asymmetric encryption. The asymmetric encryption, on the other hand, uses two different keys: a public key, the green one here, to encrypt the file, and then it uses a private key to decrypt it. This blue one is the private key, and it decrypts this ciphertext into the plain text. This is how RSA works. It's great for sharing data securely between people or over the internet. In simple terms, symmetric is like using one master key for a safe. Asymmetric is like someone giving you a padlock to lock the safe, but only they have the key to open it. Now I'm going to show you how to use OpenSSL commands in order to encrypt a file. Okay, so I created a file named my file on the desktop, and I will open it just so you guys can see what's inside. So don't forget to like and subscribe. That's what I wrote inside my file. Now, you will need to open your terminal and then navigate to desktop. Now that we are on this directory, we will use OpenSSL. It's built into Linux and it's available for both Windows and Mac OS. So the file that I wanted to encrypt was my file. So we will run this following command: OpenSSL and enc for encrypt, and specify AES You will have to enter, after pressing enter, you will need to give this file a password and then verify it again. And yeah, now it's done. If we go back to the desktop, here it is, myfile.en. As you can see here, it has like numbers and stuff, while my file here has just like some lines which indicates that this is just a plain text document. While the type here is unknown, you can see the size changes as well. We double click on it, I cannot open it with the text editor. It's asking me for something else because this is of type unknown. But oh well, you get the idea. Now to decrypt it. In order to decrypt this file, we will need to run this command as well. However, before I guess after enc, we will need to add a dash d for decrypting and remove the salt and specify the extension over here. And also give this file another name. So the new file that will be decrypted should have another name. Decrypted.txt. Enter the password. And I think it's done. Oh yeah, here it is. Now if I open this, see, it uses a text editor, and here it is, the original file. So as you can see, it was simple, secure, and perfect for scripting or quick jobs. So now the question is, how do AES and RSA compare? Well, we can compare them on four different things. So the type, AES is symmetric and RSA is asymmetric. As for speed, AES is very fast while RSA is slower. The use case, so what we use those for. We use AES for file encryption while we use RSA for secure key exchange. And the key length for AES is 128 to 256 bits, while the RSA is way more larger. So it has like 2048 to 4096 bits. AES is better for encrypting files quickly and securely, while RSA is like great when you're sending encrypted data to someone else and you want to share a key safely. Unfortunately, encryption isn't only used for good. Hackers use it to in ransomware attacks. They will infect your computer, encrypt all your files, and then demand money to decrypt them. That's why you should be in control of your encryption. Always backup your files, keep your antivirus updated, and don't open suspicious links or email attachments. As for the bonus part, let's take it a step further. What if someone used encryption against you? That's exactly how ransomware works. Ransomware is a type of malware that encrypts your files without permission, then demands payment, usually in cryptocurrency because it's harder to track and to give you the decryption key. Let me show you a safe demo of how ransomware like code works, but don't worry, we will keep it all local and educational. And keep in mind, this is for educational purposes only. Do not do anything to anyone without permission. Now I will create a directory, which I already did. Make directory test files, but I want you guys to do that because it already exists for me. Then I will write something. I will write something into a file in this directory. I will write this into test files file1.txt. Okay, I will check that later, and I will write something else into this new file. Sorry. Okay. Now, let me just check. Yep, where is it? Test files. Okay, so cd to test files. And if I ls here, yep, there. So let me see cat file1.txt. Yep, and cat file2.txt. Yep, okay, so the first step is ready. Now I will write down the Python code to simulate the attack, and I will get right back to you guys and explain the code. Okay, so here is the code. I am so at the beginning I'm importing the Fernet class over here from the cryptography library. Fernet is a symmetric encryption method that makes it easy to encrypt and decrypt data securely using the same key. And I'm also importing the OS, the Python's built-in OS module, which allows you to interact with operating systems like listing files in a directory and deleting files, etc. Over here on line 5, I'm generating a key and I'm assigning it to this key variable. This generates a random encryption key that will be used by Fernet to encrypt and decrypt files. But in real ransomware, the key is usually sent to the attacker server, so victims cannot decrypt their files without paying the ransom. Then on line 6, this creates a cipher object using the generated key. The object will now be used to encrypt and decrypt the file data. And then here I'm just printing out the key to decrypt the file later, but normally this shouldn't be done because the victim will see the decryption key, and then they will just decrypt their files. I'm specifying the test files as a folder, which was the directory we created, and then I'm looping through each file in that folder, I guess, yeah, in that directory list of that folder. And then if there is a file that ends with .txt, I open that file, and I open it in a read binary mode. As you can see, the read binary here, I open that in the read binary mode, and I read the entire the file's content in, and I put it here in this content variable. Next, the this line here, the this encrypts the file content, cipher.encrypt content. So we here we are encrypting the file content using the Fernet cipher object, and this will turn the readable data into ciphertext, which was the unreadable content that you saw on those images that I presented before. Next, over here, I am creating a new file with the extension .enc, or I guess in my case here it's encrypted. I decided to do it .encrypted rather than enc, and yeah, so I'm creating a new file with .encrypted extension in write binary mode over here, and this writes the encrypted data to this file. And then here the OS remove file path, this will delete the original encrypted file. This is the ransomware move, so encrypting a file and deleting the original, so the user has no way to access their own data without the key. And lastly, I have just put down a note saying your files have been encrypted. To get them back, send this Bitcoin. And at the end over here, I'm creating the ransom node, and this I aim to mimic a real world ransomware behavior, usually so a file like readme text. Yeah, and this message includes a threat, the payment, and everything. And yeah, that's pretty much the end of it. I've just printed this ransom simulation complete, files encrypted, just to see what happens. And I will save this. Okay, so now let's go ahead and run the file. There is only one small change. If you can see here, guys, there is no more test files here in the main directory. I decided to create a directory here on the desktop called text files, and over here I have file1.txt and file2.txt. I will open just one of these just to show you guys that they have the same. So okay, my secret message, they have the same content inside. My secret message and file2.txt. Yep, another file. It's the same one that I showed you before, but I created that folder in the main directory, so I just decided to create this one in here in desktop. Okay, so let's navigate to the desktop directory, and over here I'm going to run a Python file. So Python 3 ransomware.py. Okay, so save this key to decrypt. So this is the key, and ransom simulation complete files encrypted. So let's see what happened. Okay, if we open these test files here, okay, so we have file1.txt encrypted. Let's try to open it. Oh, as you can see here, it's just gibberish. I don't know, the previous content that was here, now it's just gibberish. And if I open the other file, yep, it's gibberish again. Now, if I read the README here, your files have been encrypted. To get them back, send 1 Bitcoin to this address, then email with proof. Do not turn off your computer, you have 24 hours. Yeah, so basically our ransomware attack was successful. Now I will show you guys how to decrypt the files. Okay, so here is the decryption part. I created a text file, a ransomware.decrypt Python file, and I saved it on the desktop. And yeah, let's go through it. This will allow us to decrypt the files. So we have the same imports and libraries, the same as they were in the attack script. So over here we have key B, and paste your key over here. Whatever key you have, which I will get right now, you have to put it here. Let me go to my terminal, and as you can see, there is the key to decrypt. You copy this and you put it over here. Okay, so what does this B over here stand for? So key, this is this. So key over here is the same key that was generated and printed from in the ransomware encryption script. The B over here, it means it's a byte string which Fernet requires. And over here we create the cipher object that knows how to decrypt using that specific key. The folder is the same here, and we are doing the same thing. We're looping through the file names in the in the folder, and if any of those file names have the .encrypted extension at the end, we're looking for those. We make the file path with that folder and then file and that file name, and then we open the we open the encrypted file in binary mode, RB, in read binary rather, yeah. And then we read the all of the encrypted data, and we put it here in this encrypted data variable here. And then finally, we run this command here that has cipher.decrypt. So this decrypts the data using the Fernet key. And now this decrypted data, it holds the original plain text of the file. Now, we will create a new file name like, I don't know, whatever you guys want, like secret.txt.restore.txt. So you can distinguish restored files, and you can change this restore.txt to whatever you want. So you can, I guess, you can even like change this to match the original file name if you prefer. But I just did this restore.txt to distinguish between the restored files, and we are using this write binary here, and we're writing we're writing the decrypted data. Finally, we remove the encrypted files after restoring the original data, and then finally just print this here. That all files have been restored. So I will save this and run it and see what happens. Okay, so let's just check there. We have the run. Yep. Okay, so let's run Python 3 ransomware decrypt.py. All files are restored. Okay, well, let's just go then and see. Oh wait, let me close it first and let me open it again and let's see what happened. Okay, so they have changed to restore.txt. Okay, so they're back. My secret message. Yeah, I will close this too. And we have another file. Okay, yeah, the data that was encrypted is now back. It was restored. Now here are a few tips to keep in mind when using file encryption. First, use a strong password. Try using like a passphrase with numbers and symbols, and the longer the better it is. Backup your encrypted files and keep the backup somewhere secure. Show your key or password safely. A password manager helps in this case a lot. And do not forget the key. There's no forget password button that will allow you to, uh, I guess, get back the information. And yeah, lastly, use open source tools when possible. They are audited and trusted by the cybersecurity community. And now that you know what file encryption is, why it matters, and how to use it to protect your personal data, let me know in the comments what tool you're going to try, or if you've already used encryption before, and I would love to hear how you use it in your daily life. Like, share, and subscribe if this helped you, and stay tuned for the next video. Peace. Thank you guys for watching my videos.